back staircase that connects our kitchen to my grandmother's kitchen downstairs. And I knock on the door softly before I go in, and I sit down, and she immediately puts a giant plastic yellow basin full of spinach in front of me. And this is not, it's not canned, it's not frozen, it's not that neat stuff that comes already cleaned and torn up in a bag that you can just microwave. This is fresh spinach, and it has to be separated from the woody stems, it has to be torn into pieces, and it has to be cleaned because fresh spinach has a lot of dirt and sand in it. And I already know what, she doesn't even have to tell me what to do. I start tearing away, and I bring it over to the sink, and I fill it with water, and I smush the spinach around with my hands, and then I pour it out and drain it, and then I do it again, I smush it with my hands, I pour it out, and I do it 4 or 5 times. You have to keep doing it until the water runs clear.
Yeah.
So and this is just how it is. Every time I come down to my grandmother's house, which is a few times a day usually, she puts spinach in front of me, or peas to shell, or garlic to peel. When I got a little older and she trusted me with I peeled potatoes and carrots, and eventually she gave me a knife and I chopped. And because my grandmother cooked every single day. She cooked every meal, every day. No takeout. The only time they went out was when my parents took them out, Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthday, whatever. She cooked everything from scratch, including popcorn on the stove in oil, and cocoa, hot cocoa on the stove without a mix. She never even owned a microwave. And everything, her kitchen smelled like heaven, and everything she made tasted like love. And she made all the holidays. We had all the holidays in her house. And we had specific things every holiday. On Christmas, we had ravioli before the lemon herb chicken. And on Easter, we had stuffed shells before the ham. And on Thanksgiving, we had baked ziti before the turkey. And we did the holidays with her so long. It was such a tradition. These foods were so beloved, and everything she made was so wonderful. And when she died, it was such, we were so stunned. We kept having holidays in her house until my mom sold our house. And then I decided that I wanted to take over cooking for the holidays and do for my family what my grandmother did for my family. And so the first Christmas, I made herb lemon chicken. And my cousin Chris said, I haven't had chicken like this since Grandma was alive. That's the best compliment I've ever gotten. But now the thing was, I wanted to keep doing that. I wanted to keep getting that compliment. I wanted to keep reminding them. At Thanksgiving, I made her stuffing with the sausage and the pine nuts. And my mother stuck her fork in and took a bite and closed her eyes and nodded her head. And she said, this is Grandma's stuffing. I made the stuffed mushrooms like her. I made the artichoke pie. And it's not easy to cook like Grandma because I inherited her recipes. All of her recipes, which are written on the cut up pieces of old pasta boxes, because we don't waste anything. Sometimes on the back of these envelopes, we don't waste anything. And all the recipes look something like this: flour, sugar, water, eggs, salt, mixed. But I did it. I got it. They tasted like her food. It was a feel, and that's how she cooked, with a feel. And I got that from her. I got an incredible respect for food and cooking and the meaning of sharing your food with family. But I also wanted to add new things. I wanted to innovate. I wanted to do more stuff. I added crab and shrimp to the stuffed mushrooms. I added zucchini to the artichoke pie. And my family all ate it. And they seemed to like it. They liked it. But nobody ever said anything. Nobody ever said, like, this is great. I made pumpkin cheesecake every Thanksgiving. One Thanksgiving, I took a dozen mini pumpkins. I cut them open. I scraped them out. And I cooked custard inside and served it with homemade cinnamon whipped cream. Everybody ate it. But nobody said anything about it. And I was like, what do I fucking cheesecake. I'm gonna make plain cheesecake, and they'll see what they get. And they'll know how angry I am because it's plain cheesecake. And so when dessert came, I practically threw it at them. Here's your fucking cheesecake. And everybody ate it. Everybody liked it. I got home that night, I said to him, I don't think they got what I was doing. I don't think they got that I was angry. And he said, no, they didn't. Do you know why? Because you can't punish people with homemade cheesecake, that's why. So, still on the hunt for a compliment. After years of hearing my family reminisce about my grandmother, every Christmas she would make strufoli. Strufoli is an Italian Christmas dessert. And it's fried dough balls. And when they're done being fried, you have to spread them out on paper towels. And so my grandmother, we would all talk about her. Remember when Grandma would have the whole table, the whole counter full of strufoli, the whole dining room table, the whole coffee table in the living room, the couch. She would spread out newspaper and then put the bed.
Oh my God.
Covered in strufoli, mounds and mounds of strufoli. So I said, I'm gonna make strufoli for Christmas. It's very labor intensive. You have to make the dough from scratch. To knead it, you have to chill it, and then you break it off into little tiny marble-sized pieces. And then all of those have to be fried, and then they gotta sit on paper towels to drain. And then you make a syrup of honey that you pour all over it, and then you put sprinkles on it. And you pile it up into this big mound. And that's how you serve it. It's very impressive. So I did it, I did the whole thing. And dessert comes, I didn't tell my family, dessert comes and I come out with a plate of strufoli. And everybody's like, oh my God, you made it. All kinds of accolades. You know, I can't believe you did strufoli. So much work, that's so much. Okay, so everybody tries the strufoli. And they all say, it tastes just like Grandma's. I'm beaming, I'm floating, I'm ebullient. I'm 2 feet above the floor. But as dessert goes on, strufoli's not disappearing. So I say, can I get anybody some strufoli? No takers. A little bit goes by, still not going. So I say, don't forget their strufoli. Can't forget it, sitting in the middle of the table in a big round. And you can smell the honey 7 blocks away. So finally, I go, eat the strufoli. But nobody does. So dessert ends, it's time to clean up, and I say, how come nobody ate strufoli? And they all kind of look at each other, and my cousin says, we don't like strufoli.
They want the coffee cheesecake.
And I said, you said it tastes just like Grandma's. And they said, it does taste just like Grandma's.
Oh God.
We didn't like Grandma's strufoli. And I go, well then what the hell was all that? Remember Grandma, the strufoli on the couch and the table and the bed? Remember the whole house was covered, it smelled like what the hell was that every year? And they all kind of sheepishly smiled. And my cousin said, we just miss Grandma.
Oh.